All right, on the way toward Fonda, we stopped by the sacred place, the Kateri Tekakaweza Memorial Bell Tower, erected back in 1982. That Saint Kateri was the first Native American saint. Wonder if it's open. Okay. And this is the candle chapel. Saint Kateri's home, actual site of the Mohawk village called Caughnawaga, where Saint Kateri lived from 1666 to 1677. She was baptized at St. Peter's Chapel in or near the village on the East Sunday, April, back in 1676 by Jesuit Father Jacques de Lamberville. There we go. There's a train rolling by in the background, running parallel to the Mohawk River. Here's a gathering place, pavilion, surrounded by beautiful statues. Okay. The Native American Peace Grove. Speak evil of no one. If you can say no good of a person, then be silent. And there's the statue of the first Native American saint. We are in Fonda, New York. We made it to Fonda, New York. Niche.com gives the village of Fonda. It's actually Fonda, New York, not fondue. It was named after the chocolate fondue, because this is where this creation was originally invented. I'm just kidding, just made that up. But Fonda, New York, niche.com gives this village an overall grade of B+. Gets A- for public schools. Nightlife gets a C+, B+ for housing, A- good for families, B for diversity. Okay, so Fonda is a town in New York with a population of roughly 995, and it's located in Montgomery County. Living in Fonda offers residents a dense suburban feel, and most residents here own their homes. And according to Niche, the median home value here is roughly $79,000. The median rent here is approximately $689. 34% of folks rent and 66% own their homes. The median household income is $62,813. And according to Niche, there are two reviews. The first one is 4 out of 5 stars, and the person writes, it's a very small town with around 700 people. We have everything within reach. The elementary, middle, and high schools are in one building. All the restaurants you would need, and a 24-hour gas station, Cumberland's. Most things in town are within walking distance. We have our annual fair in September and the racetrack in some areas. Also, not far from the capital of New York, Albany. And we are the gateway to the Adirondacks, only 6 miles north. Likewise, Fonda is the county seat, so all federal and state buildings are in town.
It's a beautiful small town. There's a racetrack in this town.
Okay.
Fonda, very famous.
And I think there are 4 NASCARs there, if I'm not mistaken. I did a little research.
Yes, but I'm not a big fan of the racing. I'm kind of a little small businessman. So.
Right. What happened there, if you don't mind me asking?
There was a fire a couple months back. Somebody was living upstairs. And
okay. Wow.
Yeah, I think nobody's living there now. And it's probably going to be demolished.
Yeah, it probably should be. It's right on Main Street.
Yeah.
Is there anything you recommend for me to check out here in the village itself, or
village? I mean, if you came from this side.
We actually came from up there.
Johnstown.
Yes.
You came from Johnstown.
I just stopped by. What is that? The Saint Caterina's.
Okay, the church right there.
Yes.
Well, there's nothing much this side.
Nothing over there.
Yeah, this town ends right there.
Okay.
And more towards this side, because this side you see a
lot more development over here.
Yeah, but it's kind of old town.
Okay.
But
it's a historic town, right?
Town, yeah. But if you go up there, you make right at the bridge.
It takes you to Fultonville, right?
Fultonville, and that's the area probably you also want to shoot.
Yeah, under the bridge.
Yes, and that's a racetrack right there on the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's all walking distance from here, you think?
You don't want to walk from here.
No, okay. But it'd be nice to walk a little bit, get in the car, and then drive down there.
So you drive from here.
Okay.
Go straight.
Okay.
By the Sunoco gas station.
Okay.
You make that right.
And
when you make that right up the bridge, that's the first bridge.
Okay.
Then you find a lot of parking spots. There's an ice cream shop right there.
Okay.
Long walk
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yes,
A second person writes, a small, cute town that has lots of land and a very quiet neighborhood. The school in the area is very good and also has a very good sports program. So just 2 reviews, 4 out of 5 stars and 5 out of 5 stars. There's a railroad crossing, and that looks like a historic building. Let's see what that is. Is that the old courthouse? Yep, that's the old courthouse. Would love to look inside, check it out. All right, so we are right on Main Street, about to do a little walkthrough of the area. Check out some of these historic buildings. Now this village was named after Fonda, who was a Dutch American settler who was killed and scalped back in 1780 during a Mohawk raid in the Revolutionary War, when the tribe was allied with the British. The village of Fonda is in the town of Mohawk, and it's located west of Amsterdam. So far, a couple of gas stations, a few empty fronts in this red brick building. They have an NBT bank. Let's see. And Pizzolano's Pizzeria. Pizzolano's Pizzeria. And Pastaria. They have a fancy family-friendly pizzeria. It looks like the place is packed. A small Chinese joint. Every small town has a small Chinese restaurant, as you guys know. Let's see. Library founder, benefactor, born in 1822. Dean of American Journalism. Okay. And I guess this is their library. They're closed now. Okay. A small Subway shop across the street. But check out those gas prices. $4.14 a gallon. That's just crazy. So the gentleman I spoke to earlier, he's opening a liquor store down the street. And here we have Fonda Wine and Liquor. So these folks are gonna have a little competition. Yep, those windows can use a little cleaning, I'm not gonna lie. And here's the NBT Bank on the corner of Broadway and Main Street. Okay. Here we have an abandoned storefront. Wow. Looks like they're doing a little digging. This one will take some work to get to its primer glory. Wonder what that used to be back in the day. So I got the menu from Pizzolano's Pizza and Pastaria. Let's see what they got, folks. They have appetizers, chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, you name it. Meatball slide, that's a new one. They have salads, soups, and let's look at their pizza prices. The place was packed, so I wanted to just take the menu outside. Cheese pizza, large, 13 bucks. $2 toppings, and they have a ton of specialty pizzas, some hot and cold sandwiches, calzones. Very nice restaurant in the heart of Fonda, New York, guys. There's their post office, and here is another abandoned building across the street from the post office. Let's take a look inside. I see a pair of flip-flops and a refrigerator back there. Okay. Interesting. Little car shop. And if you can see that sign up there, that is called the Jansen Building across the street, and that was built back in 1884. Wow. So we're gonna take a closer look. Of course, I have the gang with me. We got little Eric. We're gonna walk around this historic courthouse building. Take a closer look, of course. Don't go up the stairs, mister. You guys know where we are?
No.
No, we're in Fonda, New York.
It's always saying panda.
It sounds like panda?
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at that sign over here. Check that out, boys. This was built back in 1836. I was just a young man back in those days. A young lad. Erected in 1836 when Fonda became county seat, scene of many social, religious, and political meetings. And let's see what this sign says here. Old Courthouse Complex has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1982. Okay. Revolution in the Mohawk Valley. Yep, the Montgomery County Department of History and Archives is one of the largest repositories for historical and genealogical records in New York State. It contains thousands of original records from earliest days of Tryon County. Sir William Johnson, the largest landowner in this region, successfully lobbied to have Tryon County created back in 1772 from the western part of Albany County. He built the county courthouse and jail in Johnstown before his death back in 1774. His son John and son-in-law Daniel Claus and Guy Johnson remained loyal to the British Crown and were active in the war against America. One, two, chicken nugget soup. Say Fonda.
Fonda.
Fonda what?
The.
Fonda what? What'd you find? 1, 2, 3. Good. Oh, look at those columns. Huge. I honestly can say this building can use a facelift and can be a gem in this village. It seems like it's been neglected for a couple of years. A little paint goes a long way. But it is a beautiful building nevertheless. Toward Fultonville. I think that's the raceway. That's the raceway, guys. The Fonda Speedway is what it's called. And this is where they also hold the Fonda Fair too. So after, and this is 19th century to present. I'm gonna go a step outside. After the opening of the Erie Canal back in 1825, Fonda thrived with the growth in trade and traffic that accompanied it. The canal provided transportation and commercial links to communities around the Great Lakes. Fonda became a center of cheese making, which was part of the regional dairy industry. The area was devoted to agriculture. As the county seat, it also did well with the arrival of the railroad in 1835, which increased cross-state transportation and shopping of goods. The village was incorporated back in 1850. In the mid to late 20th century, NASCAR held 4 races at the local Fonda Speedway, where we are currently located, in 1995, in 1966, in 1967, and 1968, as part of the Fonda 200. In 1973, Cagnawaga Indian Village site was listed on National Register of Historic Places. It is the only Mohawk village in the country to have been fully excavated in the archaeological studies. This is the kids club. That's kind of cool. And here they have the actual speedway over here. You can see the dirt track. You see that, boys? And folks sit here in the stands to cheer on their favorite race car. And this is the fun that can be had here in Fonda, New York. All we need is a couple of race cars, and the show can begin.
5, 6, 7, 8.
No.
9.
Not yet.
I like that sign. Our freedom doesn't end where your fear begins. If you feel ill, please do not enter our facility. If you're uncomfortable attending this event, please stay home. Very cool. So we're crossing, guys, the Mohawk River into the village of Fultonville. Do I go left or do I go straight? I do not know. We'll go straight. Village of Fultonville. All right, so we just went across the Mohawk River to the opposite side here. Ended up in Fultonville. World Table Tennis Championship Training Center. Wow. How cool. That is so different. World Championship Table Tennis Center. Is this an actual... This... Yeah, at one point it used to be, but it looks like that's no longer the case. Wow. Can you imagine all the table tennis champions that would walk right through those doors and practice their craft to go out into the battlefield and play ping pong? All right, so we're gonna take a little walk, check out some of these cool buildings. This is a, not sure, no signs, but obviously a church at one point. So first impressions, Fonda has a lot more activity than Fultonville. That goes without saying. There's an empty storefront across the street. And this is Main Street, Montgomery Street intersection. Main Street and Montgomery. It's a pretty house over there. Hope everyone's doing great. Almost May. Finally, things are looking up weather-wise here in New York. I know we had a snowstorm, I believe on April the 17th. A northeastern, middle of April in upstate New York. Happens every year. Here we have recycling center. Welcome to Fultonville. Back in my 20s, I used to do a lot of traveling, and the one thing I regret is not really bringing a camera with me. I traveled over the pond, visited Finland, Austria, Italy, UK. I've been to Ukraine, I've been to Russia, I've been to Spain several times, visited Morocco, that's North Africa, without a video camera. Traveling is really a passion of mine. I do it as a hobby. It's one main reason why I like to go out and check out these small towns and explore them, and also share them with you folks. Okay, what is this here? This looks like a path. Cool little trail where you can bike. We'll cross the street here. And we'll head back down Main Street. What's this? Looks like something they're working on. Nice bike. Wonder when this building was built. Looks completely abandoned. Completely abandoned. So if you want to rent this beautiful building, there's the phone number. You're just gonna need to clean it up a little bit. Wow. Other than the Redemption Center here in Fultonville and the post office, it seems not much else is going on here in Fultonville. But I'm sure the rent here is cheap. We got Main Street Pizza across the street. I think I looked up the rent prices, and you can get a apartment for a good $650. Okay. An antique bicycle. But hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough of Fonda, New York, Fonda and Fultonville. And it's about to start pouring, so I better get in. I don't want to ruin the hair. So I'm kidding. God bless, good luck, until next time.